Hey everyone, it's Richie. Hope you guys are all doing well. And I know I'm pretty late on this 9.2.0 update with Myers and Kresu, and I don't give a fuck about Kresu. I know she was broken and she got nerfed and she's gonna keep getting nerfed. I'm not here to talk about that. I don't give a fuck about that killer. I'm here to talk about Myers. This is a generational fumble by behavior. So on PTB, Kresu was very strong. Myers was undertuned, and what do? They nerfed Myers and they buffed Kresu. The brilliant balanced team up behavior never ceases to amaze me. So I made a video a while back praising the Myers rework on PTB. I didn't think it was perfect. I think there were a lot of problems that needed to be addressed, but it was a step in the right direction, and I was happy the killer was finally getting attention after years of being complete dog shit. I should probably move my face cam so you can actually see the patch notes. I'm flabbergasted at what they have done. They have fumbled this spectacularly. And he has congratulations behavior. He's gone from bottom 3 to bottom 3. What the fuck are we doing here? In Stalker mode, why the fuck does he move at 4.2? That's 105 for anyone confused. 5% faster than survivors. It was 110. Why did we nerf this? Pre-mini rework Myers, the mini rework was last year late, I'm pretty sure. Before then, in tier 1, he moved at 105. Then they changed it to 110 late last year, but now it's back to 105? What are we doing? Why? Permanent undetectable like this, on command, is not powerful enough to warrant him moving at 105. And to add insult to injury, they made 110 Stalker mode a fucking add-on, as if that wasn't base kit before this. Why are we nerfing shit and then making it an add-on? What are we thinking here, dude? I would get it if Myers was super powerful before, but he wasn't. He's been dog shit for years. What are we doing? That's insane. And they did the exact same thing with his stock range, which is somewhere down here, right? Decrease the maximum stalk range from 30 or to 232 meters from 40, and that's an add-on now too. If you want that 40 meters back, you got to use Boyfriend's Memo. What the fuck are we doing? That's insane. Both those things need to be reverted. Boyfriend's Memo and Memorial Flower need to be base kit. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. The next thing I need to talk about is the amount of warning the survivors have, because holy shit. Previous Myers, his only strength without Tombstone is the fact that you could sneak up on someone with Evil Within 2 and then just pop tier 3 and insta-down them before they have a chance to get to a loop. That was his only genuine strength. That is completely gone. The reason that's gone, likely, is because behavior does not like the fact that you can stalk someone and then appear right behind someone else and kill them, right? They think it might be kind of unhealthy for the game and, you know, not exactly super exciting. It's kind of lame, right? First of all, I don't like the fact that they're deviating off that direction, but if they manage to compensate for it, maybe it's fine. The problem is, they didn't compensate for it at all. So now Myers is just dog shit, because he has lost that strength entirely. Survivors now have a sound cue when you're 50% stock. They have a second sound cue when you're 100% stock. Now when you have 100% stock and you have Evil Incarnate ready, your terror radius in Pursuer mode is 24 meters. It's no longer 16. It's 24. So that's a nerf. They're going to hear you coming now, and they can pre-run the shit out of you. But let's assume that maybe they don't. Maybe you're playing in random pubs that shit MMR and they don't pre-run you. Well, guess what? You're still fucked. Because now when you pop tier 3, there's a slowdown. There's a slowdown now. And there's an animation. And throughout that slowdown and animation, you can't M1, you can't use your, slaughtering strike, you can't do shit. You just have to watch them make it to a pallet. And even after that slowdown, you need to charge your fucking slaughtering strike. Those are 5 things in his kit that directly work against him sneaking up to people and one-shotting them. What the fuck are we thinking here, man? You can't circumvent this, by the way. If you're thinking, oh, I'll just circumvent this by 99ing my power and being in Stalker mode and, sneaking up to people with undetectable and you can't do that anymore. Because if you 99 your power, guess what? The stalk meter decays to 50% after 20 fucking seconds. Absolute fucking insanity, dude. What the hell are we doing here? Every single thing that I just mentioned, minus the 50% stock sound cue, because I think that's justified, needs to go. The sound cue when you're at 100% stock needs to go. The stupid animation upon popping tier 3 needs to go. Slaughtering Strike is not powerful enough to warrant a charge timer or a cooldown right now. So both those things need to go unless they make Slaughtering Strike better. And what was the last thing? Oh yeah, not being able to go into Stalker mode when you have Evil Incarnate ready. That is ridiculous. I thought that was an oversight on the PTB, but they actually talk about it here in the patch notes, so it's fucking intentional. absolutely insane to me. That also needs to go. What the fuck are you guys thinking? Also want to quickly mention here, Evil Within 2 kind of fucking sucks. I know it sucked before as well, and you weren't really using Evil Within 2. You were kind of just stalking to get to Evil Within 3 so you could chase people, unless everyone was injured, because then you could sneak up and kill them. But one, you can't sneak up to people anymore because they have a 24-meter tear radius. Why? And also these buffs that they gave Pursuer mode here, lunge range, break speed, stun recovery, increased by 10%, that is the most laughably insignificant thing fucking ever. First of all, this was 20% on PTB, so this got nerfed for some reason. And even if it was 20%, the only thing that's relevant here would be break speed. The only thing that's kind of relevant is break speed, and even that is not super beneficial, because it's not like Myers has a big omega dash like Blight or something to catch up after he breaks the pallet. A 10% stun recovery, even a 20% stun recovery, is completely insignificant. The only way stun recovery would be good if it's like a 50% value like enduring, so you can hit people on the same side of the pallet. That's the only way. And lunge range 10% is laughable. You could put a clip of normal lunge range and a 10% increased lunge side by side, and no one is going to tell the difference. Like, what the fuck, man? That is completely irrelevant. It might not even, it might as well not even be here. The 10% is laughable. Let's talk about Evil Incarnate mode now, because they also butchered Tier 3. For some reason, it only lasts 40 seconds now, instead of the base kit 60 seconds that it had before this rework. I don't know why they toned it down. Also, that whole minute and a half Tier 3 is also gone, because guess what? They gutted Hairbow to only extend it by 20 seconds, and that whole stock debuff they used to get only for the first time you're going to tier up, nope, it's for the whole game now. What? As if that wasn't enough, he has a 40-meter tear radius in Tier 3. This is also completely unnecessary now. He doesn't need this. He doesn't have a huge Omega Dash. Why do we need 40 Why do the survivors need 40 meters of warning when he's about to show up and one-shot you? Evil Incarnate needs to go back to his base kit duration of 60 seconds. I don't know why it's at 40, and that 40-meter tear radius needs to also go. Put it back to 32, like how it was before. But now let's get to the elephant in the room, as if everything else I didn't talk about was also a fucking elephant, to be honest, but slaughtering fucking Strike. This piece of shit. I'm not opposed to the idea of slaughtering Strike. Myers needs a chase power. Just being an M1 killer in chase kind of fucking sucks, okay? But holy hell does slaughtering Strike suck ass. The reason it sucks ass is because it just does absolutely nothing for you. This is a chase power that fails to be a chase power because it doesn't go far enough and it's way too slow. It is so slow to the point where survivors, if they can just camp the pallet, and if you use Slaughtering Strike, they're just going to drop the pallet on you and stun you every single time. You do not need great reaction speed to do it. It is incredibly easy to do. Compare this to something like Demogorgon Shred, where they can't do that. The Demogorgon forces people to pre-drop pallets. Very few survivors are going to get the timing right on Demo Shred to actually stun the Demogorgon. That's not going to happen. But with Myers, they get it every single time. So you are never forcing pre-drops with Slaughtering Strike and then destroying the pallet. If that was the intention, they've completely failed to do so. On top of this, it has a 6-second cooldown. That is unbelievably long, considering that this is just a glorified long lunge that can break pallets and breakable walls. That's really all it is. And again, survivors can stun you out of it. And I remember it was so funny, because this actually used to go way further on the PTB, and then behavior nerfed it. And I remember tweeting them. I remember them tweeting out about this on X, right? Or Twitter, whatever. I remember they said, guys, we're going to tone down Slaughtering Strike. You know, we're going to change the numbers a little bit to make it feel like a little bit more than a lunge. Yeah, that was them saying they're just going to fucking gut it, but they were just saying it nicely. So yeah, they gutted this, they made it go way less distance, and survivors are just stunning you on reaction, and it's fucking useless. The first is that they can keep the 6-second cooldown, but just make this shit way better. So my recommendation would be like to increase the max lunge distance to what it was on PTB before, and also make it so that mid-lunge, if he gets stunned by a pallet, because he will every single time if the survivor's camping it, just give him built-in Spirit Fury. The second direction they could take is to just not change the power in the sense of making it more powerful, but just remove the cooldown, remove the charge time. So make it so I can use it to shred pallets, and there's no cooldown, and it's pretty much like a secondary attack, right? Now you essentially have a power where you will get better than your normal max distant lunge on command whenever you want with no cooldown. Of course, the downside to this is that this still retains the current weakness of survivors can just camp the pallet and stun you, but hey, at the very least you can spam your power, which means you can shred through pallets and breakable walls much more efficiently, which is kind of cool, right? And the third direction they can go with Slaughtering Strike is say, fuck it. This was a failure, and just remove it entirely. And honestly, I'm starting to lean towards this. The only problem that I have with this is I want to keep Myers with the ability to shred through pallets and breakable walls in Tier 3 like they've done with Slaughtering Strike. So, if you decide to remove Slaughtering Strike behavior, which is a genuine option, right? If you decide to just remove this and bring back the exposed and give Myers a Giga Lunge, like better than what he used to have, you need to increase it. If you decide to go that direction, you need to retain his pallet and wall shredding ability that he currently has. The only difference is that it's no longer tied to Slaughtering Strike. It should probably just be tied to the break action now. Like, during tier 3, he breaks pallets 50% faster, and he can destroy breakable walls just by running into them. That's something that I've wanted for a long time, personally. But yeah, that's the third direction they can go with Slaughtering Strike. Anyway, those are my main problems with the Myers rework. Not even talking about the add-ons here, man, because that's a whole nother can of worms, but base kit, these are my problems. It is insane how they managed to just fumble from PTB to live this bad. I am flabbergasted. The thing is, I don't want them to revert this. A lot of people just want old Myers back. Revert it to old Myers. I don't want that, because if they do that, then we're never going to get another fucking change to his kit ever again. Congratulations, we're going another 9 years of being dog shit. I don't want them to revert the changes. I just want them to fix this rework, because there are some good ideas here. Again, the whole 3 modes of Stalker, Pursuer, Evil Incarnate is a good idea. Being able to tier up whenever you want is a good idea. Removing the distance modifier on Stalk is a decent idea, although distance stalking having a bonus would be kind of cool. And of course, removing the stock limit on all the survivors is something that should have been gone years ago, so that's good, right? There are some good ideas in this rework. Especially the mode switching is the biggest one of them all. Like, that's great. I'm super, super for the idea of getting rid of the tiers entirely and just swapping between Stalker, Pursuer, Evil Incarnate. But holy hell, did they botch the shit out of it. The concept is good, but the execution is some of the worst shit I have ever seen in my life. And again, to piggyback off my previous Myers video, I still do think that some sort of teleport is in order. I would love him to have some sort of map traversal ability where he can just teleport somewhere that's out of sight from everyone, right? Because he does that shit in the movies. He seems to just teleport around. Even though the last time he was seen, he was just standing somewhere. The next time you see him, he's like halfway across town stalking someone else. It's crazy. For anyone who's seen the Halloween movies, you know what I'm talking about. And it would be kind of cool for them to implement this as a sort of map mobility tool. But whatever, I'm getting into hypotheticals now. Just working with what we have, you've heard my proposed changes. I really hope Myers isn't left to rot like this, man, because this... I don't think it's, like, super worse than previous Myers like a lot of people do, but I think it's pretty close, to the point where he might as well be the same power level. Again, he's gone from bottom 3 to bottom 3. Anyway, I'm done yapping, I'm done rambling. I'll see you guys around, take care, and yeah, later.